Hi, I'm Ann Schilling, and I'm the Young Adult Librarian at Washington County Free Library, and it's great to be here with you today, virtually. So, I haven't always been a librarian, nor have I always lived in Maryland. I grew up in Texas. So, it was really delightful to move to Maryland and learn about all of Maryland's firsts. Betsy Ross sewed the first American flag. Elizabeth Ann Seton was the first American saint for her work in Emmitsburg. Thurgood Marshall was the first African American Supreme Court justice. And Mary Titcomb was the first librarian from Washington County Free Library to create a book wagon, or what we now know today is a bookmobile. And when I started learning more about librarianship, I was thrilled to find out that the patron saint of young adult services was Margaret Alexander Edwards from Enoch Pratt Free Library. She was born in Texas. But then she moved to New England to teach Latin, and in 1932, she was hired by Enoch Pratt Free Library as a librarian associate. She In the 1930s and 40s, she curated young adult sections in every branch of the library. She created the first Enoch Pratt book wagon. She often did her work outside the walls of the library by visiting local high schools for book talks. I want to say that she put into these young adult sections books that were written for adults but had themes that were of interest to teenagers. I want to share with you some of her words. She said, "Librarians working with teenagers aim to introduce books to young people, which will help them live with themselves as citizens of a democracy and to feel at home in the world around them. Our goals are a progression from self-realization to responsible American citizenship and a belief in humanity. What really matters is not an appreciation of literary style, but of the understanding of humankind, of ourselves, and our relationships to all people." She was the first librarian to create teen spaces within the library branches. And in 1969, she wrote The Fair Garden and the Swarm of Beasts. It was a book about her experiences as a young adult librarian. Today, Enoch Pratt Free Library has a biannual conference called Books for the Beast. 3 months into my first year as a librarian, I got to attend Books for the Beast, and it was amazing. I met L&O. I met teachers, librarians, adults, and teenagers from around the state. We talked about young adult books. I really recommend this conference. It is wonderful, and the energy is high. Thank you, Enoch Pratt. Margaret Alexander Edwards, or Alex as she was known to her friends, also served on many committees in the American Library Association, and they have 2 awards in her honor. The first are the Edwards Award, or Margaret A. Edwards Awards, and that was established in 1988 and honors an author as well as a specific body of his, her, or their work for significant and lasting contribution to young adult literature. This year's winner was Steve Scheichen. This is one of his books, The Port Chicago 50, which is a history book that you may not know. History you may not know from school. It's a wonderful book. And there is also the Alex Awards, which are given to 10 books written for adults that have special appeal to young adults. And this is a first-time English author, Temi O, who wrote a sci-fi, Do You Dream of Terra 2? So hey, LATI participants, I hope you're enjoying finding your young adult Reader's Advisory pick. Happy reading, and I will see you in our virtual classroom.